What's swaggin', guys? Today, I wanted to talk mostly about ego in video games. Um, I'm sure most people have noticed that just like over time, especially shooters have just gotten like sweatier and sweatier and more toxic just as time goes on. Um, And I don't know. I've always been curious about like what is causing that. Um, and I don't think there's any real answer other than just video games exist. A lot of people play them, and a lot of people want to be the best at whatever they do. Um, but I feel like it's kind of a huge issue. I don't know. I also think like games like Arc Raiders and some of the more recent releases have sort of highlighted this. Um, and I'm not gonna talk too much about Arc Raiders. Maybe I'll save that for when I actually record some Arc Raiders gameplay and upload that. But the whole point I'll make with that is that it's kind of a social experiment that has revealed some things about the types of people that play shooters. Mm. But I really wanted to talk about it today because I've noticed, um, in the past couple, I would say 2-3 weeks, I've been having sort of, I don't know, I've just been generally easily upset these past few weeks. I feel like tension in my personal life right now is quite high. Um, which life is life. So that's just how it's gonna be. But I've noticed that in my free time when I do end up playing video games, I sort of drag those personal issues along with me, and I end up or my behavior in these video games ends up reflecting on that. And so if I join a pub in TF2, let's say, and I decide, oh, I'm gonna try something I'm not very good at today. I'm gonna play some Scout, for instance. Well, maybe I get 1 or 2 kills, but I just kind of feed and die and end up just blaming myself really hard. Um, you know, because the footage that you're seeing right now, is I mean it's 3 rounds in a row where I think I did pretty well on Scout, but I'm not a very good Scout player. I don't know, more of a projectile kind of guy personally. Um, but during this recording session, I played probably maybe 3 times the length of this video that you're seeing. So I played for at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And really, these are the 3 best rounds, obviously, because what else would I put forward? Um, but in those other rounds, I did kind of bad. I was, going like 3 and 5, missing most of my shots. If my scattergun had infinite bullets, and there was a medic in front of me, I still wouldn't be able to kill him. That sort of thing. But when I do perform poorly in a video game that is it's literally casual mode, like it's called casual. It doesn't get less sweaty than that. I mean, this is TF2 for crying out loud. But even then, when I perform poorly, my first reaction is to either type something in chat, um, to try and get other people to be upset and like, maybe I just requeue, switch classes because I'm not doing well as a class that I don't really play all that much. Like, and I've noticed myself doing this, and I don't know. I'm not happy with that. It's wrong, you know? Not wrong, but it's not how it's incongruent with how I want to present myself as a gamer, because I've always been, at least in like my friend group and whatnot with shooters, I've always just made an effort to care a little bit less about like ranks and performance and things like that, and made an effort to actually have fun in video games, even when things like ranked points and KDs are on the line. But yeah, I don't know, recently it's gotten to me, and I really want to get to the bottom of this. So why do we gamers have such fragile egos that we can't perform poorly against even a single opponent in a video game? And I don't think there's a full answer out there. But I can tell you what I've noticed in TF2, which I think is the most casual uh, FPS game to still be around. Um, in competitive, I've noticed that there's some pretty strong egos there, and actually, I kind of found that some of the top players in TF2, I mean, when you interact with them, they treat you like a child. I mean, in some cases, it's kind of justified, because if you're trying to get a full Highlander team of people who are relatively new to the competitive scene and don't understand the sort of macro of how the game works, it can be really frustrating to teach those players. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And for me personally, I've just found like my own ego, when I get sort of out of control, I really shut down in terms of like actual progression, like just getting better at video games. I mean, I get so in my own head about like, oh, I need to shit on these gamers. I'm gonna go soldier, when, the entire reason I opened the game in the first place is because I wanted to get better at scout, for instance. Um, and yeah, it just completely, it shuts me down personally, and I don't know how it affects other people, so I'm very curious to hear on that. Um, but yeah, it's also kind of a hard thing to like check yourself, because most people, if you ask them if they have like a problem with their ego in a video game, obviously they're gonna say no. But I know some people who literally will open up some Twitch streamer, like someone's stream, and just hate watch them playing a video game and being like, "Oh, I'm so better. I could be such a better content creator than this guy because my aim is so much better." And it's like, brother, you are just, I mean, you're just another viewer for that guy number one, and you're not. You're just creating like hateful thoughts in your head, and complaining all the time. And I don't want to be the kind of guy that just thinks hateful thoughts and complains and is toxic in every game. But I feel like it's almost like the natural path for a first person shooter gamer to go down that road if they're left unchecked. I think part of it um, is just that, you know, we first person shooter players have been uh, sort of placed into their own ranking groups, and basically any game they play for the past, oh, I don't know, 15 years at least at the minimum, maybe more like 20. I don't know. um, we've been separated by skill level for so long. I mean, skill based matchmaking has existed for quite a minute now. Um, but I don't know. It's like I feel like the average win rate and KD, you know, is 1 between all gamers, or at least it should be in theory. It's probably not actually, but if the average KD is 1 and you go exactly positive and you have a 50% win rate, um, somehow those are like bad stats in the year 2026. Like, if you're not in the top 10% of all gamers out there, you should just quit whatever video game you're playing, as if it's not just like a children's toy. A glorified children's toy, I guess. And yeah, I think between all the ranked game modes that exist now, and all the also like gambling and items, because I mean, you know, unusuals in TF2 I don't think are that big of a deal anymore. I don't think people really care that much, but like they're still expensive items, and you see some of these people running around with like triple stacks, with, you know, $4,000 items just stacked on top of each other, um, just running around thinking they're better than everyone because they have more disposable income to put towards a game. Um, and I guess I can kind of include myself in that because I have like 2 unusuals or something, and I don't know, maybe equipping the hat with a different texture to it somehow makes me think I'm better at video games, and maybe I should just lock that away, sell all my items, and invest in, like, you know, something real, like CS:GO items. uh, the gambling has gotten crazy too. Don't even that's tomorrow's video. Tomorrow's video is going to be talking about the gambling, cuz it's gotten ridiculous. And I mean, I have 60 something tours, 67 tours on MVM. That might be real. That I said 67 cuz it's like the number that's only funny because people keep saying it, but I actually might have that exact number of tours done. Which, you know, times 4, it's a lot of money. I haven't actually just like spent that amount because I, you know, recycle the drops I get from MVM back into the tickets that I used to play it. So I probably haven't spent that much money on it. But there are people out there with damn 1,000, 2,000, upwards of 5,000 tours. And I mean, there's no way at that high of a tour range, there's no way they've profited off of it. The average rate of return for MVM is like 3 tickets for every 4, at least in 2 cities. So it's an issue, and the CS:GO gambling has gotten just insane recently. I don't know. That'll be tomorrow. I don't. Well, I say tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna do daily uploads, as I have been for the past couple days. But yeah, I think ranked has contributed to the gamer ego, but it's not that simple, because people will sweat in games that aren't ranked, like TF2. Competitive is like a thing you really have to seek out in this game. You don't just queue for a competitive match. It don't work like that. I mean, you can try. After maybe an hour, you'll get a game and it'll be over in about 10 seconds. But yeah, like in casual, people still sweat as hard as they possibly can, because they need that KD. They need their stats to go up. They need the screenshots. But I don't think there's, I think game studios have seen this and have chosen to sort of lean into it, especially with a game like the Finals. I don't know if they even did this on purpose, really, but there is no casual scene for the Finals. I mean, it's all competitive. Even if you queue for the casual game modes, you just get, people who nonstop play the ranked game mode and want to take a break from fighting competent opponents and instead just want to slam some people who just got off of work. And I think games have just been made for that audience recently, and it's kind of fed into itself and created a cesspool of individuals who do not have lives outside of video games, such as myself. It's created a place for them to feel comfortable and type as many slurs as they can before they get banned and move on to the next game. I also think it doesn't really help that, your ability to be good at one shooter transfers very easily from game to game. I mean, if you transition from like R6 to Apex Legends, God help you. Maybe that skill wouldn't transfer over so well, but your ability to aim, at the very least, transfers over. And people have had 30 years to perfect that. So I don't see why everyone needs to be the next up at the latest shooter slop to come out. Why can't we just make games that are actually fun and allow players the breathing room to be bad at a video game for once? Let me know. I want to hear your thoughts on ego and where it comes from in video games. And also let me know your thoughts on the gambling situation in CS2, which has gotten just crazy with the trade ups recently. So yeah, let me know. Talk to me in the comments section, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow.